office. Hello, how are you? How are you doing? Let me go ahead and zoom us in a little bit. Hello, my name is Janessa, and I'm North Dakota's Trash Queen of Glam, Geek, and Gore. And I'm very excited to welcome you here. We're going to have a little live chat. I'm actually going to probably sneak over and do a couple more things before I leave for the day, but I'm technically done. But I thought, let's come on and Dion is going to be live. My friend Dion is going to be live at 7 o'clock. So I wanted to make sure that we had time to do a little chitty chat. And I could be done before she goes live. And I'm sure we'll be done way before that. But had some new makeup. Hello, Mama Champagne. How's it going? Had some new makeup that came in that I wanted to talk about. And also want to talk about an upcoming collab and want to talk about some things going on. It looks like I'm connecting and reconnecting, so hopefully it's not too choppy. I'll try to make sure that I am covering things. Lately, it's been doing that at the beginning of lives, but it hasn't kept it up, so I'm hoping that it will knock it off sooner rather than later. So let's talk, first of all, since I already brought up Dion, let's talk about what's going on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Dion and I are going to be live on Dion's channel, not my channel. But we are going to be playing with the Cryptic palette from Jolie Beauty. So we're very excited. This is a new brand to both of us. And we are going to be playing with this beautiful, swampy, gothy, beautiful, creepy cryptic palette from Jolie Beauty. You can see I've already put my fingers in some of them, and there's lots of beautiful, like, fun green reflex and different kinds of things. So I'm very excited for that. So definitely head on over to Dion's channel and join us tomorrow when we play with this. We're also going to play with the new Blend Bunny Masterclass, the Sculpt, the cheek palettes, the bronzers, highlights, blushes. Let me see. I think I've got one sitting somewhere over here. Where are you? Let's see. Where did I put you? I know I put you in a drawer. I think I put you in a drawer. Apparently not the drawer that I can find. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, hopefully I better find them before tomorrow. Where, I feel like I maybe moved them, but where did I move them to? Well, that's distressing. Is that content as I just turn away forever? So somewhere I have the new Blend Bunny Masterclass cheek palettes. Oh, you know what? I think I started a couple Blend Bunny drawers over here on this. Yes, okay, here we go. So here are the two Sculpt palettes that I have. So I ordered the full collection, and I kept the light. This is the Fair Light palette, and this is untouched. This is as is. This is as it was created, as it was designed. And then for the other two, for the medium tan and then the deep dark, I decided, I was like, I use a range of shades. I use some very deep shades sometimes if I'm painting for the back row. I sometimes use a little bit less if I'm, doing like a photo shoot. Hello, Dion, how are you doing? I was just talking about you, and I was talking about our collab for tomorrow. So this is my version. I kept mine in the deep dark, since Dion is kind of a medium tan. I was like, well, I'll send her the medium tan packaging. And then what I did is I went through the medium and through the deep, and I picked out 8 shades that I felt like I would use in my makeup. And then I put the other 8 shades together in a palette for her and sent that to her. So we are going to be playing with Blend Bunny, the Masterclass, and the Cryptic palette. So those are the main products. Obviously, we'll bring in other things as well. There may be some surprises. You never really know what's going to happen. But I did, when I ordered the Fantasy Cosmetica, we talked about the Cleric palette. Well, they were clearancing out lipsticks. They had these, like, Forbidden Library lipsticks, I think they were called. And I got this beautiful, like, green tinged blue for $2. So when I was ordering, they had like a fun color, because they were giving them out as free gifts with orders for a while. And I got a couple like brick red, orange, terracotta. And then I saw that they had one that was blue, and I was like, oh, you should have sent me that one. Because I would have loved that, but it was only $2. So I think that this color with this palette, let me hold that up again. I know that it's more green than blue, but like, look at those colors, and then look at this beautiful I think that this might be a perfect match. So maybe we'll use this Fantasy Cosmetica lipstick. We'll see how the look turns out, and then we'll decide for sure. But that's a possibility. So tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, over on Dion's channel. Make sure that you go check it out there. And I'm sure that we're going to have a good time because we always do. So definitely check us out. And yeah, come visit us for that fun collab. Now let's talk a little bit about jewelry before we get into the new makeup. I did go ahead. I have some spring inventory of my House of Champagne Designs jewelry, and I always share them on Facebook first. I have kind of like a VIP group, so if you're on Facebook and you want to be part of that group that sees things first, and occasionally I do have special little like sales and stuff that go to the VIP group first, then you can definitely check that out. But so find me on Facebook if you want to do that. But I've now posted them on my website, and I have also posted them on my regular Facebook. And so there are 25, well, 24 now, because I did sell one, but 24 specific items that are in my inventory. I have a couple of bundle deals going, and both my Facebook and the JanessaJ.com post have information about the shipping. Now, shipping has gone up. That's one thing I do have to say. Because for a while I was kind of eating a little bit of the shipping every time I ship stuff out, because I always use the priority mail flat rate boxes, and the flat rate boxes have gone up, and they jumped up quite a bit because I used to charge like $12 for shipping for the small, because I can ship like 3 necklaces in a small flat rate box. And they used to be, and I would charge $12 because it was like $11 and like 75 cents. It went up to like $14.75. So now the shipping for up to 3 items is $15 in a flat rate small box. And then 4 and up is now $25, because that one jumped from like $18 to like $22.50, $23. Like, they go up a little bit from time to time, but this is the biggest jump that I've seen in a long time. I know the post office is struggling. I know they're having money problems, and apparently they're going to take it out on all of us. So, hello, Jenny. How are you doing? Welcome. Nice to see you. But yeah, so that is over on JanessaJ.com. I've got a link on my post tab if you want to find it much easier, or you can just go to JanessaJ.com and scroll down until you get to the posts, or go right to the thoughts and prayers section, which is the blog section. And so yeah, all of the jewelry is handmade by me. I like working with I use a lot of like vintage, a lot of vintage pendants and things. So I do have a few that have like upcycled vintage pendants. I like working with stone beads. I like working with crystal, all that kind of stuff. What is my favorite color? My favorite color is green. I love green. People who come on here find out very quickly that I love green. I love green makeup. I love green clothing. I love green jewelry. I'm here for the green. Hello, Mutter Shorts. Mutter Shorts. Hello, you what, bro? I don't know what part you came in at that you're asking about, but I have jewelry that I have posted on my website and on Facebook that is handmade by me. And I have a collab coming up tomorrow. So that's what we've talked about so far. Now let's talk a little bit about some new makeup that has come in. So we do have a couple new things that have come in. So first of all, this is Gourmand Girls. This is the new Apparition palette. This is their spring. I love that they've been doing these spooky palettes, and that it's not just for Halloween. And so this, they did kind of a fun mixture of some pastel shades for spring, and then added in a few darker tones to help kind of blend them out. This fun marbled shade down here, and or yes, bro, my 18 years. Hello, I'm guessing that means you're 18 years old. Welcome. I'm much older than that. I'm finally aged like wine or vinegar. But yeah, so that is what has come from Gourmand Girls, the Apparition palette. I am planning to do a Thunderdome with Gourmand Girls, so it would be nice if they would stop machine gun releasing these until I can actually have a chance to make sure I play with all of them. And hello, Alex, how's it going? To make sure I have time to test and play with all of them, and then I can get a Thunderdome. Also, I am still thinking about a Thunderdome with Odin's Eye. I have so many palettes from Odin's Eye. And so it's a lot. It's a lot going on. Let's talk about Nomad. This is the one that I think is really kind of interesting. This is a fun release. Now, I think the palette came out a little while ago. I think the palette has been out for a hot second. I don't know if something was delayed and they just decided not to delay the release of the eyeshadow palette. But I picked them up. They had a little bundle, and that is the Paris La Boheme. So this is the Paris La Boheme palette. And there is the eyeshadow palette. Now, I need to do some comparisons because I feel like this is maybe like a toned down version of the Romeo and Juliet, the Verona Amour à la Mort, or whatever. It was like Love and Death. Hello. Hey, buddy. Is there anyone here who's from the Republic of Turkey? I don't know if there is. I know we've had somebody here before who was from the Republic of Turkey. But this does happen where sometimes people just randomly come in. And so not that I know of our like regular crew that usually shows up, but we have had people stop in from Turkey before. And so you never know. So yeah, so there is the eyeshadow palette, but it does kind of remind me of the Verona, but definitely like not scaled down, but like a muted. The other one was very bright. Very, very bright pinks and reds. This has a little bit more depth, a little bit more, you know, this like deep, deep purple and these kind of purple shades. This kind of, I wonder if I have, it's probably right over here. Let me see if I can find it easily. Haha, right here. What is you? I'm a drag queen. I'm a performer. I'm a jewelry maker. I am a corporate drone. I'm a lot of things. A toned down version of their Whistler Snow Lodge. Oh yeah, I don't remember if I had Whistler Snow Lodge or not. Or is that one of the newer ones? So here is, oh, this is much, so the love side is much more just pink and red. So definitely not exactly what I was thinking. But if we look at that bottom section, I'm trying not to blind you because this has the two mirrors. But I have to kind of let go of, so there's the one, and then here is the other. So the top part, I definitely think there's a little bit more of a muted. I don't think the bottom is as much of a match as I thought it was. That's the one that I thought was going to be a closer match, but now that I look at them, I may be talking a little bit of nonsense. So we'll put that back up there. But, those drawers. Whistler was eons ago. I think that name sounds really familiar, but I don't think that that's one that I ever had. Because I think that was a Christmas release, and for whatever reason, their Christmas releases don't often resonate with me. I haven't picked up. I think that Chamonix Après Ski. If that one was a Christmas, I don't think it was though. I think there was an actual Christmas palette after that. I think it was in the winter, and I did really like that one, and that is more of kind of a wintry kind of theme, but I don't think I've picked up any of the actual Christmas palettes. And so I'd mentioned that this was a bundle. So this is the palette. Really beautiful, really gorgeous, a little bit more muted than I typically go, but still excited to play with that. But I was also excited because this is a blush palette. So now this is the Paris La Boheme Creme Rouge face palette. Now, they did put out a call on Instagram asking if there were some people who would be willing to be like blush testers. And I did throw my hat in the ring for that. I did not become a blush tester, so I did have to buy this myself. But that's okay. When it went live on the site, I was still excited to try it. Now you can see it's these beautiful pink and red tones. And what they wanted people to test out was like how they felt about it. Did they think it was a good formula? Should this be a one and done, or should they do a shade extension where they do additional colors of this? Because you can see this is very like red pink. So there's lots of opportunities to expand on this. But the formula, they described it as being kind of like a hybrid of like a cream and a powder. They made it sound like it was very, very unique, and it certainly is unique to their line and to their offerings. However, I do feel like I want to try this and I want to feel it. I don't know that I'm going to feel like this is super unique compared to like MAC has those bouncy blushes that are like they're solid. They're not like a cream, but they have kind of a little bounce to them. And so I'm wondering if it's going to feel like that. So I was like, let's do this live on camera. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, well that's not very I chose the lightest color, but I'm just kind of like this does it doesn't remind me of the MAC bouncy blushes. I thought, oh, it's just gonna be like those MAC bouncy blushes. This is weird, but I kind of like it. Um Now it's with a finger. It's coming out pretty light to start. And of course I did start with the lightest shade, so that doesn't help. But let me go ahead and grab some more of the rest of these. It's a really interesting texture because it does feel a little bit, actually, the more I think about it. It kind of feels like the MAC bouncy blushes, but I feel like when I touch it to my hand to apply it, then I'm getting a different sort of experience. Like it feels very, because those MAC ones, I feel like those apply very much like a cream. Like they feel bouncy, and then when I get them on my finger and I start to apply, or if I haven't really done much with a brush with those. And so let's grab a brush for science. Let's try one of these and see what it looks like. Because this is how they swatch. They do come out a little bit, they're a little bit patchy, but I mean, that's with a finger. That's not how I apply blush. So let me try, maybe not the darkest, but let's go into this shade here. So from lightest to darkest, it's Muse Reverie, Amour, and Passionné. Gay, absolutely gay. Deck plays games. Um, uh, you guessed it. Good for you. Context clues. So let's go ahead and just put a little bit of this. I don't have any base or anything on. So I'm just gonna, ooh, that is pretty though. Yeah, see, with a brush, I am liking that. Let me go into another shade with the same brush because I'm an animal. Okay, I'm liking that. I like the way that I'm really blotchy lately. I don't know what's going on, but so I feel like I'm extra red and blotchy today. I don't know what's happening. I have an ingrown hair over here that's been bugging me, and it's just I don't know what's going on. We're all gay. We're a super happy bunch. We are a super happy bunch. We are here for the good times. And so, yeah, let's put a little bit more over top of this and see what it does. I do feel like I'm getting a little bit, well, maybe not. Maybe a little bit of like a bald patch. I thought it was starting to like leave a little spot, but it also could be that I don't have a base on. Is anybody else seeing it? I feel like right here there's a weird line. Probably related to your neck. Oh yeah, see I have, oh, my neck over here. Yeah, maybe it's all the same thing. I don't know. But that's fine. That's don't worry about it. Mama Champagne. Hello, Rando. How are you doing? Rando Medits Gus. Hello. Is it Gus? Should I call you Gus? I don't care if they call me gay, because I am. I mean, I prefer the term queer, but it's just accurate. It's just an accurate thing. So yeah, so I feel like I have a little bit of, and this could be like scratches from the last time I shaved. I don't really know what's going on. I probably at some point I know I should go and check it out and find out. Random edits. Oh, random edits. Oh. Oh, Mama Champagne, you're so much better at the hooked on phonics than I am. Oh, but I'm gonna call you Gus. So yeah, so I don't know how well, I don't know if is there a like bald patch there? What's going on? What is happening with this blush? I like the way that it kind of spreads out, but I just don't know why I feel like I'm seeing a line. Am I crazy? Is anybody else seeing a line? And now I feel like, yeah, I feel like there's a line. And now I feel like this has gone a little bit darker. There's a little spot here that like, it doesn't seem to be applying super evenly. I don't know that I love this. Oh, the more I go in, at first I was like, oh, this is really kind of pretty and it spreads out nice. And now I feel like, you can't see a line? Okay. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm going crazy. But you can see this, right? Like, that's pretty obvious. This little, maybe I'm just like highlighting the blotchiness. I don't know what's going on. I'm starting to wonder if I have like, yeah, because there's this, and I feel like right here, there's a little bit of like a spot that's not, the more I'm looking, the more I'm noticing my blotchiness. I'm wondering if I'm allergic to something because I feel like, especially the blotchiness, I'm wondering, you know what? As I like Nancy drew this out in real time. Um, what do you want me to call it? You can call me Janessa. You can call me Miss J. You can call me Hey You. But so the splotchiness, I think what that could be, I tried a different fabric softener. You just subbed. Well, welcome to the Champagne Dreamers. We have a good time over here. I bought a different, like I was out of fabric softener and I had gotten this stuff that was like a fabric. I couldn't, the place, I forget where I was at, but I didn't want to run all over town. And the place that I went to didn't have like just fabric softener, but it had this like downy, it was like a fabric refresher. And I feel like and so I did laundry this weekend and now all of a sudden I'm like really blotchy again. And I feel like the last couple times that I've done laundry where I've been like at the laundry machine and like playing around with the stuff, I feel like I've noticed that I've gotten blotchier. So I'm wondering if maybe that could be part of it. I mean, I have this weird like rash on the back of my neck. I know this is turning into like weird medical intervention hour, but oh, and I should also check to make sure it's all chat. So let's go to all chat. Just in case I missed anybody. Yeah, have an area where makeup refuses to. Yeah, there's every once in a while there'll just be like a weird patch. And so I'm wondering if maybe, because then I do, and the reason why I'm thinking, especially around my face, and then of course if I wash all that stuff in that, and so then it could like come back from time to time, but especially when I'm like doing laundry, because then when I fold clothes, especially when I fold t-shirts, I usually will put them like up against my chest and sometimes I'll hold them in place with my classy Jabba the Hutt chin and I will like hold them and then I fold them because I do this like retail fold that I learned how to do when I was at Hot Topic. We did it with a clipboard, but you can also do it like just freehand. And so like my face is like right on the fabric or right after it comes out of the dryer. And well, not right after, let's be real. Sometimes I'm not paying that close of attention, but like when it's still fresh and like has been just recently laundered. So I'm wondering if I'm having a reaction to that. I wonder if that could be part of it. Because I feel like it gets worse every time I do laundry. Hello, Grace. How's it going? We're just puzzling out my like weird medical issues where I'm all blotchy and crazy looking. And so, yeah, so I've been having some reactions and things. So maybe, well, thank you. Thanks, Gus. I appreciate that. We do have some chin. We have some delightful extra chin that likes to pop in and say hello. Maybe try free and clear for a while. Yeah, maybe have to try that. But I feel like the detergent I've been using forever. So maybe I'll just stop using that fabric refresher or whatever it is. And so Yeah, so it's just Extra is just the detergent that I've been using, and I've used that same detergent for like 100 years. I think I started using it. This is how petty I am. I switched to Extra because no, maybe I was petty before. I'm trying to anyway, I forget what it is, but I had this friend in college that like we were fairly close for a while, and then we had this big falling out, and then I switched to this detergent because I knew she was allergic to it, and I was just like so mad. Like it was so petty, it was so stupid, it was big drama. And so I switched to the because one time I had bought this detergent, and then she was like, she started sneezing, and she's like, "What do you use for a detergent?" And I think it might have been Extra, I can't remember. And so then, oh, she's like, "Oh, I'm really allergic to that," so I stopped using it for a while. Hello, Jerry. How's it going? And so, so I stopped using it. And then when we had this big like blow up, I went back to it. I was just like, whatever. Now we have since made up, and she lives somewhere else, and so we don't talk very often anymore. But it was just it was a big thing for a while during undergrad. And we have since made up, and yeah, so it's not an ongoing issue, but that's the level of petty that I can get to, is that I will switch my detergent. And now I think I just buy it because it's cheap. Like I like Extra because I like it and it's sort of cheap. Ultimate Care, well, thank you. I appreciate that even though I'm looking like 30 miles of bad road today. And so I appreciate that. And this hair, I am getting to like this hair. The only thing is that like I'm so used to being able to just get out of the shower and go. And so if I don't actually put styling cream into it, it does get this sort of like 80s flock of seagulls kind of situation. But also like back here, this part will just go wonky all over the place. And it's fine because I don't work with anybody else. Here in the chat, or in the UK, catching chats. Well, welcome. We have somebody else from the UK who stops by quite a bit. Ellie Mae. Ellie Mae is from the UK as well and stops in and says hello. So welcome from the UK. We had somebody earlier from Turkey. So we're having an international chat today. I appreciate it. But yeah, so this little section back here just gets a little bit weird sometimes. So I'm still sort of getting used to that. But today I just was in a rush and I didn't feel like putting anything in. This is my mom's iPad for work. Don't worry about it. The name, sorry. Oh, don't worry. Yeah. That's all right. I don't mind chatting with a nurse. But hello. Yeah, so that's what we're doing here is just kind of, and that's kind of it. Like we've talked about most of the things. Yes, it is nice to chat with other people. That's what I like about these vertical lives, that now they kind of put them into the scroll as you're looking at reels and things, because we do get more randos who pop in. Random Edits is from Australia. Well, welcome. I won't try to do the accent. I do love an Australian accent. I'm a big fan of I just watch clips of it. I don't watch a lot of video podcasts. For some reason I don't like video podcasts, but I will watch clips of video podcasts. Like if it's in short little bite size. But Tony and Ryan, I think it's just the Tony and Ryan podcast. I really enjoy them. Tony is so funny and her laugh just gets me, and then Ryan is just a beautiful, beautiful man. Where am I from? I'm from North Dakota. I'm from Grand Forks, North Dakota. So here in the chilly Midwest. What's my favorite show? I have so many. My current one right now, I've really been loving. I don't know if anybody has else. Anybody has else. I don't know if anybody else has watched Mom. I'm really liking it, and I'm a few episodes now into the last season. So Mom starts out with Anna Faris and Allison Janney. Allison Janney is Anna Faris's mom, and they are both alcoholics. And Allison Janney was a terrible alcoholic, drug addict while Anna Faris was growing up. And so they were estranged for a long time. And Christy, who's played by Anna Faris, is at an AA meeting, and she has like 180 days sober, and she's doing a share, and she's talking about like her mother. And then all of a sudden, Allison Janney after she's done, she sits down, and Allison Janney like taps her on the shoulder, and she turns around, she's like, "Hi, Mom." And so Anna Faris has two kids. We think. I mean, later on in the show, they kind of disappear. It's a little bit weird, but so she has a daughter named Violet and a son named Roscoe, and she hasn't been a great mother to them because she's been an alcoholic, and especially her daughter, who's a bit older, has a lot of anger around that, and so then Allison Janney like tries to get back into her life or whatever, and Anna Faris is really like, I don't want you in my life, all this kind of stuff, and then Violet at some point says, well, why should we forgive you for how you acted if you're not willing to forgive your mother for how she acted? And so then that's kind of the premise of the show, is that they start trying to rebuild their relationship. And what I like about this show and what I found really, really interesting is that like it's funny. Like as it goes through, it's funny and it's really funny. Like there are really funny moments, but then also, and kind of slapsticky, ridiculous sort of moments. But then also, there are really real moments, and they never like pull punches from the real moments. So like as you're going through, like there's a character who starts coming to the AA meetings who's an alcoholic and a drug dealer. She's pretty young, and she's like early 20s or whatever. And it's this actress that I've seen in other things, but I don't remember her name. She's in, I think she was in that Netflix show Pretty Smart. Did anybody else watch that? I watched it and I think it got canceled immediately after the first season, but she was like the main character in that. And she plays this character, Jody, who, oh, random edits. It was nice to see you. Have a good day down under. And so she starts showing up and she becomes part of the group, and Christy becomes her sponsor. And then she kind of like maybe starts hanging around with her old boyfriend again. And then Christy, they're getting ready for this other character's wedding. And Christy is busy. She's trying to take care of all this different stuff. And this woman calls her and she's like, I don't have time. And she like hangs up on her. And then they go to the wedding and this woman doesn't show up. And then they get a call and they find out that she has overdosed and she's died. And they take it super seriously. So like they will sprinkle in these things. And they treat them with the like gravitas that it deserves. Hey Janet, how's it going? So they treat it very seriously, and it's these like heart-wrenching moments. And like one of the characters, her husband dies, like he has a stroke, and then and he's recovering in the hospital, and she's taking care of him, and then eventually they finally convince her to like go out, and then she like has a night on the town, but then she gets a call and her husband has had another stroke and has died. And so it's just it's so good. Like it's so good. And what I'm trying to decide is how I feel about this last season. Oh, Janet, we're just talking about the show Mom. I've been obsessed with the show Mom. Somebody asked me what my favorite show was, and my favorite show currently, the one that I've been watching through, is Mom. And the last season, Anna Faris leaves, and so then I'm like, how are they gonna like sustain this without like half of the core relationship? But as the series went on, they started to bring in these other women from the AA meeting. So there's Marjorie, who's a little bit older, and she's the one who's got like 32 years, and she gives good advice, but she's kind of cranky and old and has all these cats. And then there's Wendy, who everybody is so mean to Wendy, and it's kind of sweet. But then they also give her some moments where she's like, you guys don't even like me. And they're like, of course we like you. And she's like, okay, what's my last name? And they're all like, and so they do kind of play it for laughs, but they also kind of talk around. And then there's Tammy, who is Kristen Johnson, who I love her. She was Bonnie's foster sister when they were younger, and Bonnie is the one who introduced her to drugs, and she ended up being in jail and all this stuff. And then Jill, who's played by Jamie Presley, who we love. She's like this rich woman, and so she's pretty fantastic. So they've filled out enough other characters that it's kind of like I'm kind of digging it even without Christy. It's a little bit weird. The dynamic isn't entirely there, but I still kind of like it. What's your favorite thing to do? What is my favorite thing to do? I don't know if I have a favorite thing to do. I like all kinds of things. I play some video games. I'm not like a gamer. Like I'm not like buying the new games, and I don't like first-person shooter games. Lately, most of the time that I have set aside for gaming, I've been playing City of Heroes, which is an old MMO that got discontinued, like it was shut down, and then it was brought back by fan servers, and then the company that owns it has now like given their blessing, so it's much more secure. City of Heroes, it's kind of like World of Warcraft but with superheroes, and it's really fun, and I've been playing a lot of the like end game content. And I like it because unlike WoW, it's much easier to solo. You can kind of play on your own. You don't have to join teams. The servers are pretty active, so you can find other people. But if you want to just play these storylines on your own, most of them are pretty accessible to solo players. If you don't feel like teaming up with people you don't know on the internet, so I like that. I'm also a fan of drag. I mean, that's what that's what we're doing here. That's what we're talking about. And so that's why we have all this random makeup here. And what's my favorite food? I go back and forth. I love curries and I love Indian food. So like Thai food and Indian food are always, it depends on how I feel at the day, which one is my favorite, but I'm a big fan of both Thai and Indian food. Yeah, so that's what's going on here. Monday is over. I'm so excited. Today was kind of a light day for me, so I didn't have too crazy much to do. I'm gonna go send out, sometimes I like to send out Outlook invites to meetings after I know people are gonna be out of the office. So um, I do sometimes enjoy that. And so I'm kind of waiting. And I was like, after this, I was like, technically I'm done with work, but I have a couple Outlook invites that I want to send. And it's people who, if you send it to them while they're in the office, they'll like ping you right away. So for some reason, if you send it when they're not there and then they get it later, they'll just like accept it and come to the meeting, which is what should happen. And I understand it. I am team, this meeting could have been an email. So I try not to set up meetings unless I need a meeting. But I just sometimes I just have to, because they'll message me and they'll be like, what's this meeting about? What do we need this meeting for? And I'm like, it's all in the invite. If you just read the invite, it's right there. But if they see the invite come in, they'll just be like, what is this? What's going on? So I just prefer to send them when they're out of the office. I would love it if you want to sub. If anyone wants to sub to the channel, we would love that. We would love to have you join the fam. I am North Dakota's trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. So my regular, like, filmed content is makeup videos. It's geeking out about vintage toys, queer theory, theater, performance, horror movies, all kinds of stuff. Paul, who's Jane? This is a man. Oh, I don't know who Jane is. The channel is called Janessa J Champagne, which is I. It is I. And so yeah, so that is me, is Janessa J Champagne. Clearly I'm not in uniform today. I am in my civilian look. But yeah, so I am a drag performer and an actor and an artiste. That makes me sound fancier than I am. You'll come back tomorrow? Well, definitely come back tomorrow. We would love that, Ultimate Care RN. Yeah, so definitely come back and see us again. We have a good time. And don't forget tomorrow night over on Dion's channel. So Dion has been in the chat a little bit. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central, I'm going to be over on Dion's channel, and we are going to be creating looks with the Cryptic palette from Jolie Beauty, and also using the Blend Bunny Masterclass Volume 2, the sculpting palette. So that's going to be at 7 p.m. Central tomorrow night. So very excited for that. But yeah, bye. It was good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you. But yeah, so I hope everybody, I think I'm getting ready to go too. I'm going to send a couple emails and then I'm going to head home. And I'm going to see what I've got in the freezer to air fry. And that's going to be my night. Watch some Days and then try to finish up. I'm in the last season of Mom. So I think I've got a little bit of laundry I think I've got one more load of laundry that's in the dryer. I'll have to see if I notice anything when I'm folding it to see if like I feel itchier or anything, because I really am wondering if that's maybe part of it, is that that weird downy fabric refresher or whatever. It was something, it was in with where the fabric softener usually is, but there wasn't any fabric softener. And so I was just like, well, maybe this is, because fabric softener, I also just like buy because it makes the clothes smell nice too. Like, I don't know that it does. I don't know what it supposedly does. I mean, it's called fabric softener, so it's supposed to keep your fabrics soft, but I feel like my fabrics don't get like hard when I don't use it. So I don't know what it's supposed to do. I don't know what the point is. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know a whole lot of nothing. I am too pretty to be smart, but yeah. Oh, the only other thing I was going to mention, I sent this to Mama Champagne earlier because I was pretty excited because we talked in a previous live about how, I've been sort of like in my feels about just like wanting to do more with my writing and with things like that, and so the universe was listening, and so I did get somebody reached out to me from the High Plains Reader, which is a regional, it's based out of Fargo. It's just kind of like a little regional arts paper. It's like an indie newspaper. And they had seen something that I had posted on, it's a friend of mine. It's somebody that I've worked with at like drag shows. She used to be part of a burlesque troupe, and she is one of the like staff at the High Plains Reader. And she saw something that I had posted about Big Titty Brian Gnome and how he's kind of a shit person. It has nothing to do with his fetish. It has to do with the fact that he's just a shit person. And so they asked me to like write something about that. My guy looks like a blonde, gay Peter Griffin. Well, congratulations to your guy. That sounds great. That sounds fine. And I'm glad that he's your guy and that you have him. FC. Congratulations to you. And so, yeah, so I'm very excited that I have this piece that's going to be coming out. I don't know when. At some point, I may post the text onto janessaj.com as well with a link to the website, because I'll definitely, obviously it'll get published there first, and it'll be in the print. They do have a print run, and it has started coming up to North Dakota again, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye out to see if I can find a physical copy to keep. But I think at some point I may also put the text up on janessaj.com, and I'll include a link to the page or whatever, so that you can see it. But just as a little fun, I always like that. I mean, it's not, this is North Dakota, so like paid writing gigs, especially for like progressive queer topics, are like non-existent. But I don't, sometimes I don't mind being asked for free labor. I don't mind that at all. But yeah, so that's what's going on there. Definitely check out the jewelry. If you head on over to janessaj.com, you can find a link directly to the post through my post tab here on YouTube, or just go to janessaj.com and go to the thoughts section, or just scroll down the main page to the bottom and you'll see something that has my 2026 spring jewelry inventory, and you can contact me directly through Instagram or Facebook if you want to order anything. It's got all the information about shipping and prices and all that kind of stuff right on the post. So I hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to get going, and until I see you again. No! I almost didn't do my outro. What are we doing? Let's see if I can even remember my outro. Clearly, I didn't remember to even do it. So don't forget, if you were here in the chat, don't forget to circle back around and leave a comment down below. Help me feed the beast. Help me feed that algorithm. While you are down there leaving me that comment, don't forget that you can give me that thumbs up to tell me that you appreciated this video. Or if you are like, girl, what is going on? Why are you on here talking about jewelry and trying to hawk a bunch of shit? Like, what are you doing? Like, what do you think this is, QVC? You can go ahead and give me that thumbs down. It is all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, become part of the family, and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified of all future uploads. Now, with that bell, the bell is sometimes kind of inconsistent, and YouTube is on its bullshit. But with the bell, if you just click the bell, it's going to give you like most notifications is the default, so it means it's not going to notify you of everything. So, and even sometimes if you select all, it may not notify you of everything. But anytime you click that bell, kind of like how YouTube's chat, we talk about it all the time, how annoying it is that it defaults to top messages instead of all messages. The bell works the same way. It defaults to like most notifications or some notifications. And if you want all notifications for a channel, you have to click into the bell and choose all notifications. So that's another thing. But hit that bell so you'll be notified every time I do an upload. I try really hard to make sure I have at least one video or live per week. And I did just have a new video that came out yesterday. Happy Easter to all of you. My Garbage Pail Kid look featuring Tones of Turd and the Sexy Glosses. So definitely check all that out. But I try really hard to make sure I have at least one video or live per week. And if you're lucky, if you're very lucky, you might even get a bonus video. Ooh, jewelry-rific. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below. Or, oh, not or. See, I don't remember my outro. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website. Just pretend it's there. The World of Champagne at JanessaJ.com. Thank you all so much for watching. I love and appreciate all of you. Clearly, I'm out of practice with that outro. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, don't forget to head on over to Dion's channel tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, where we are going to be playing with Jolie Beauty and Blend Bunny Cosmetics. We're going to have a good time. I'm excited to see what we create, and I hope you'll join us over there because we always have a good time. So until I see you again, bye. Bye, Alex. How do I shut this thing off? Okay, there we go. And then there. All right. And then it spins and spins. Okay.